Hey guys, let's take a look at Unit 2, Section 3. Today we're going to talk about solving inequalities using multiplication or division. In the last video, we focused on solving inequalities using addition and subtraction, and we found that we can create equivalent inequalities by adding or subtracting the same amount to both sides of the inequality sign. Well, today our key concept and key idea is that when multiplying or dividing an inequality by a positive number, this too will produce an equivalent inequality. However, and here comes the big but, when multiplying or dividing an inequality by a negative number, the direction of that inequality symbol must be reversed to produce an equivalent inequality. So keep that in mind when multiplying or dividing by a negative number. You have to change the direction of the inequality sign. Let's do a few examples and you'll see what we mean. Example 1 says to solve the inequality and then graph the solution set. Here we have some number divided by 4 is less than negative 4. In order to get x by itself, we need to use the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication. So we'll multiply both sides by 4. That will leave us with x is less than negative 16. Notice that the direction of my inequality was not reversed because I'm multiplying by a positive 4. Alright, so we're going to graph our inequality here, or I should say we're going to graph our solution set. And we're going to leave an open circle here at negative 16, and we want all the x values that are less than that. So we will shade in our arrow pointing to the left of negative 16. Alright, example 1b, we've got negative 14 is less than or equal to 4n. So we're going to divide both sides by 4 to get n by itself. Negative 14 divided by 4 is negative 3.5. And that's going to stay less than or equal to n. Again, I'm only dividing by a positive number, so the direction of my inequality does not change. Now, my variable here is on the right, which is perfectly fine, but if you'd like for it to be on the left, then you got to make sure you're going to change both sides of that inequality. Then you got to change the direction of that inequality so that it still reads that n is greater than or equal to negative 3.5. All right, we'll plot our negative 3.5 on our number line, and we will graph our solution set. Since this is all n values greater than or equal to, we're going to close up our circle here at negative 3.5. It will include that value and will shade to the right. That are all values greater than or equal to negative 3.5. Alright, now let's take a look at example 2a. Now I have 3 is greater than some number divided by negative 7. Well, in order to get x by itself, I need to multiply both sides by negative 7. Alright, now keep in mind I'm multiplying by a negative number, and that's going to leave me with negative 7 times 3, which is negative 21. And now I have x. However, because I multiplied by a negative number, I need to reverse the direction of that inequality in order to create an equivalent inequality. So I have x by itself, all x values that are greater than negative 21. Again, if I want to rewrite this and switch those variables and the negative 21 across that inequality sign, then you got to change the direction of that inequality. All right, so let's graph this. And then we're going to have an open circle here at negative 21 because it does not include that value. I want all the x's that are greater than negative 21. So that is everything to the right of negative 21. All right, in example 2b, we have negative 5 times some variable m. It's greater than or equal to negative 45. We're going to get m by itself by dividing both sides by negative 5. Again, keep that in mind. You're dividing by a negative, so the direction of that inequality needs to be reversed. You got a negative 45 divided by a negative 5. That is going to be positive 9. All right, so let's graph our inequality or our solution here. So we want all m values less than or equal to 9. We're going to fill in our circle here at 9 and shade everything to the left. All right, a word problem for today. Here we have your friend who saves $25 each month to buy a hoverboard, and it costs $119. Describe the number of months your friend needs to save to buy the hoverboard. All right, so we'll let m equal the number of months, and that's what we're going to be looking to solve for. And we know that they save $25 each month to buy that hoverboard that costs $119. So that means 25 times the number of months that they save for. They want the total amount that they save to be greater than or equal to $119. Let's divide by 25. And now we have m is greater than or equal to 4.76. All right, now this is kind of a decimal value of the number of months. So if they save $25 each month, then we need to round this up to make the most sense of this problem. So m, the number of months, needs to be greater than or equal to 5 months. All right, if we were to graph that on our number line, we're going to put 5 right here in the middle, 6, 7, 8, 4, 3, 2, and then we're going to include the 5th month, because at 5 months they'll have $125, and anything greater than 5 months they'll have more than that what is needed to buy the hoverboard. All right, guys, that's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow.